All right, now the final part. We're going to deploy our application to a platform called Vercel, which I recently discovered and I've been very happy with. That's why I decided to include it in this course. Now, Vercel is not the only option. We have other options for deploying a React application. So if you go to vjs.dev/guide, here you'll see a page called Deploying a Static Site. On this page, you can read all the details about deploying a Vite project. We have various options here like Netlify, Vercel, GitHub Pages, Firebase, and so on. In this course, we'll be using Vercel. Now, before deploying our application, I want to create a GitHub repository. So every time I do a push to this repository, Vercel grabs the latest code, builds it, and deploys it to production. So I'm going to call this repository game-hub. I'm going to leave all the settings and create the repository. Now down here, we should grab these 3 commands to push an existing repository from the command line. So let's copy everything back in the terminal. We run these commands. Lovely. So now my code is on GitHub. We can verify it by going to this repository, refresh. All right, here's our latest code. Lovely. Now we are ready to deploy our application. So head over to vercel.com. If you don't have an account, register. It's going to take only a few seconds. Once you do that, you need to install Vercel CLI for deploying our application. So open up the terminal and run npm install -g for global Vercel. Now, if you're on Mac or Linux and you get a permission error while running this command, you should prefix it with sudo. All right, Vercel CLI is installed. So to deploy our application, all we have to do is run Vercel. Now, the first time it asks us to log in, I'm going to log in with my GitHub account. That's how I signed up. So I'm logged in. Now, back to the terminal. Next, it's asking us if you want to set up and deploy this project, GameHub. We press enter to accept the default, which is Y. Next is asking which scope do you want to deploy this to. This is the account that I used to sign up. So let's go ahead. Next, it's asking if you want to link this to an existing project. Again, we're going to press enter to accept the default, which is no. Next, we'll specify our project name. Again, I'm going to accept the default. Now it's asking in which directory our code is located. Again, we just have to accept the defaults and deploy our application. So press enter. Now it's setting up and uploading our project. Now it's asking if you want to modify any of the build settings. Again, everything by default is fine. So let's go ahead. All right, our project is deployed to production. Here's the address. So apparently, because there is already a project called GameHub on Vercel, our project name is changed. So here we have -phi. So we can open this in our browser to verify everything is working. All right, our project is up and running. Beautiful. Now let's link this project to our GitHub repository. So back to Vercel, I'm going to log in with my GitHub. All right, here's our project. As you can see, no Git repository is connected. So let's select this. Now down here, we click Connect Git Repository. Next, we select GitHub. And from this list, we select our repository. Okay, our Git repository was connected. So now if we do another push to this repository, Vercel will grab the latest code, build it, and deploy it to production. Let's verify it. So let's open up index.html and change the title of this page to GameHub. Now let's make another commit and say update page title. And then let's do a push. Lovely. Now back on Vercel dashboard, we can see our latest commit. And if we go to this page and refresh, we can see the updated page title.